finish the break. Throw down with force.
Great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and trigger the fast break.
Wow, now it's just a one-possession game thanks to that quick hitter. Fantastic basketball in the open floor.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Robert Sacre. Davis comes in for Young. Bryant, he's checked in for Wayne Ellington. And it's Price in for Clarkson.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
Yeah, it sure has, Clark. I mean, with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, they really haven't had to do much on the perimeter.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
With that shot, the Raptor lead is cut back down to 3 points with the bucket from Boozer.
It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but now he's definitely found his stride and rhythm.
Hansborough, that's good.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
Here's Price. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Hansborough's got his 4th rebound in this one.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Well, they already had him staggered, and now all of a sudden they're throwing some haymakers.
They grab their own miss. From deep. Boozer can't get it to go.
That's a bad shot. He's not a good three-point shooter anyway, and that was just too deep.
I'm with you on that, Steve. Which one of us should break it to him?
To the inside. And that one falls, coming off of Davis's feed. That's 10 points for Carlos Boozer.
Well, you know, he has shot the ball well, but it has not been contagious. His teammates, they haven't had the same groove, and that's why we're looking at this result so far.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
Yeah, I think that's what's keyed this run, Clark, because they're keeping the ball moving. Defense hasn't been able to set up.
Pass to Bryant. Bangs home the trifecta. Kobe's got 7 points in the game.
Oh, the rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
I thought it might be a little imprudent to try to get those points right back, but it worked.
That's the end of the first half.
And we finished one half of basketball.
Your Lakers.
Raptors lead by 7.
The Raptors 36. Your safety is our #1 concern. In the event an emergency evacuation of Staples Center becomes necessary, please walk away from the facility.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. Kyle Lowry has just been sensational.
He's seen the court so well tonight. He's made some phenomenal passes here in the game so far in that first half.
You know, some folks say he's not a playmaker, but he's dispelling all of that nonsense.
The second half just about to get going here.
You know, Lowry is playing well. 13 points and several assists. This is something special. I mean, he hasn't missed a single shot.
It's hard to find words to describe it.
And on the floor for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. Amir Johnson at the 4 with Valanciunas at the pivot. Lowry out there with Vasquez. And it's DeRozan in the 3 slot. Well, Clark, a clear lane to the basket and the emphatic jam.
And that is outstanding attacking basketball.
Well, he had no choice but to take that one to the bucket.
Scooped up. Davis. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Davis has got his first basket.
That one goes down, but offensively, just 1 of 4 to start the third quarter.
Amir Johnson drafted straight out of high school back in 2005, now in his 10th season in the NBA, and he's only entering his prime now.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
Boy, you love to get those easy lay-ins to get your offense going. They're clicking here to start the second half.
And, you know, I'm all for young players going to college to develop, not only athletically, but socially and personally. But Amir Johnson is an example of a player who came straight out of high school, didn't play a whole lot at first, but has continued to work and has really rounded into a valuable player now.
Jeremy Lin, he's checked in for Ronnie Price. And Amir Johnson, quietly one of the Raptors' best players. Steve, a very good player at both ends of the floor.
Yeah, he's a plus-minus stud for this team. He's a high-percentage scorer who also defends at a very high level. So this is a good two-way player. Kobe Bryant in his 19th season in the league. But remember, he's played in 220 career playoff games. That's almost 3 additional seasons worth of games. And you factor in his play with Team USA. I'll tell you, he's got a lot of mileage on those legs.
That one is no good. And Kobe Bryant, top 5 in all-time minutes played.
And Kevin, you know those minutes add up, but he's found ways to overcome the wear and tear and still remain effective. His great skill level and ability to make tough contested shots remains valuable.
The defense playing way too soft there, guys. He's just getting right to the rim.
Rejected by Bryant. Johnson kicks to Bryant. It's stolen by Vasquez. Here's Lowry. That one falls, coming off Johnson's feet.
Amir Johnson.
Johnson's got 3 assists now in this one. So it's the Lakers now, trailing by 5. Here's Lynn. And he gets it to go. Lynn's got 6.
Really tough to get that shot off with the size differential there. It's not an individual matchup he's going to win every time, especially in the post.
Very well done. I didn't think he had any business operating down there with the big fellas.
Some changes for the Lakers. Black's checked in for Hill. Ian Kelly comes in for Ed Davis. Young is subbed in for Kobe. Terrence Ross is checked in for Toronto.
Pretty bad defense letting the offense get right to the rim, but smart play to foul once he was there.
But you know what's going to happen, and they sent a message right there. Nothing easy inside. Jonas Valanciunas bulked up going into last season and tore up the NBA Summer League. Big things expected, but he sort of plateaued a bit in year 2, but I still think the future's bright for him.
Jeremy Lin.
And for Valanciunas last season, a drop in field goal and free throw percentage. But while his rebounding improved, he's still learning NBA defense, struggling at times against pick and rolls in various matchups.
Lakers trail by 5. Young pass to Black. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D-ing. I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Toronto. Williams comes in for DeMar DeRozan.
Tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
Ah, that's bringing it down hard. Clark, bring it down hard, my brother.
Yes,
Here's Valanciunas.
Boy, the big fella's showing us a little explosiveness for a change.
Well, maybe Clark is working on his dunk skills because he looked perfectly at home right there.
Now, sometimes he can find those, so glad to see him get that one down.
Cutting into the lead with a huge one-hand throwdown.
That's how to get your team back into it.
Yes, sir.
That may put a little life back into this team.
Johnson outside. Shot from the wing. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
A lot of problems for the Lakers last season, and it's one thing to stink on the road, but when you stink at home in Los Angeles, you bet people react.
And what a strange sight it was to see the Lakers lose at home as much as they did last year. Clark, their home record at Staples, 14-27.
Yeah, that is a rarity, without question. One of the elite sports franchises in the history of sports in America. But they didn't have the talent to compete, and not having Kobe Bryant, their best player and future Hall of Famer, obviously left a lot to be desired with that group. They fought hard, but they just didn't have enough to compete on a regular basis.
Pass to Ross. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
You know, it's quite surprising to see them leading at this point, given the number of turnovers they've already committed.
No question. There's been some good and some bad from them in the first half, but they need to tighten things up here.
Amir Johnson's checked in for Toronto.
Lou Williams now about 2 years removed from his ACL tear, and a lot of times you can play a year but really not feel 100% until the following season. So hopefully he gets back to the level we saw him in Philadelphia.
And the Lakers making a change here. Boozer's checked in.
And you talk about Williams in Philadelphia, the Sixers really featured him in their offense with great quickness coming off screen. Boy, he was a terrific scoring sub off the bench.
And they're able to recover. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. For three, Ross. And the rebound goes to Boozer. Lakers trail by 7. And here we go. That's good. Young's got his second bucket.
Yeah, nice fast break from start to finish, guys.
Especially on the back end. I mean, he polished it off perfectly.
Amir Johnson.
Count the bucket. There's 10 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. With 4 seconds on the clock. Tips it, but no good. The shot will not go. And that Raptors leading by 7. They've got Bryant. Hill is up there with Davis. Then there's Price. And it's Young in at the 3 spot. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. Here's Price. Young outside. And here's Kobe for 3. Fires from deep. Here's Hill. No good. Not a friendly rim at all this trip down. Williams kicks to Johnson. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Johnson's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for Toronto. Kobe with it. Williams picks him up. That doesn't go either for Bryant.
Very little success for him behind the arc today. Just 1 3-pointer in the first half and still none in the second.
And the Lakers with some changes. Johnson comes in for Nick Young. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Price. Ross with a wide open look. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry.
He's had an off game thus far, but his team has been able to pick up the slack and find a way to get it done here.
Lin's shot is off.
Good percentage shot, though. That's one they'll take any day of the week.
Here's Patterson. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Well, he was right there, but the defensive pressure forced that miss.
Well contested. That really made it a tough shot.
Textbook right there. Nice pass, great catch, beautiful finish.
Toronto calls timeout. And at this point of the game, getting a break here, important for the teams to regroup, and for the players, this is where you have a chance to get rehydrated with Gatorade. Get ready to play strong to finish off the game. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Yes, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was just going over the plan with his team. He said, we are this close to finishing them off, but the job is not done yet, and I don't want to see any let-up out there. We'll see how well his point got across, guys.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Hill dishes to Davis. Here's Ross. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul called on the Los Angeles Lakers. And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Raptors.
Boy, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
And another thing they're doing is really taking advantage of fast break opportunities, scoring some easy baskets.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Valanciunas comes in for Johnson. And it's DeRozan in for Williams.
How about that? Gets it off right in the face of the big fella. Quick release.
And operating on the perimeter like that negates some of the height disadvantage, too.
You know, every team in the league loves to have good size in the middle, but it does seem like the league is getting tougher for big men. You know, they help defenses now.